What's up, hard-headed fans? Holy crap. Third episode this week. Well, for Spinny at least, second for me. Spinny.
Yeah, classic Baylor bus. Baylor bus. That's what we're going to start calling
Are you
them,
drained,
honestly.
though, of talking? You're going to be able to put on a show today?
Oh, yeah. We're living.
Well, we're here going to talk about NBA award predictions and NBA playoff predictions. So we might as well just dive right into it. Got a lot to talk about here. Here are our award predictions. We might as well start right off the bat with MVP since we all have a different pick here. Spinny. I'm going to let you start with Giannis just because in my eyes, as of right now, Giannis seems to be third option out of these three individuals. But what's your case for Giannis?
My case for Giannis is
hold on. Before you continue, as you know, we got a rat guest here today, Chase Richter. Should probably said that right away, but he's back on to talk some NBA again and give us some more terrible takes likely about NBA. So here's Chase.
Hey, what up, guys? I'm happy to be back. I'm surprised you guys let me on after the last time of kind of roasting your guys' takes. Definitely have a couple that I got to expose you for from the last episode, so we'll get to that. But yeah, Spinny, let's hear your Giannis take.
All right. Who on this list plays on the highest seeded team? Can we answer that question? Who that is?
Is this your only argument?
No, this is not my only argument. I just want you to answer the question.
The Bucks. Giannis plays on the highest team.
Okay. So
Bucks.
That's one.
The Sixers have the same record as the Bucks.
Yes, they do. But the highest seeded team, they have a tiebreaker, so that's still something, you know. Anyways, that usually helps in the MVP conversation. Giannis is averaging essentially 30, 11, and 6. So that's pretty ridiculous. Giannis is the best player in the league right now. So that's also in his favor. I know that's not something like you take into consideration, but when you go back on history, it's happened a lot where players right in their prime have won 3 out of 4 MVPs and then like not won one for a while. LeBron did it. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. You maybe win like 2 or 3, and then after that you don't win for a while. So I think that could be this situation with Giannis as well. And also his advanced metric stats are pretty good. His true shooting percentage is 63%. Like he has what?
Not as good as Jokic.
No, yeah, okay, you're right. So that's the argument I'm trying to make is that you're right. Jokic is like just better than Giannis in all these stats, but Giannis is like second in basically all of them. So I see where you're coming from, but I'm saying that there isn't that much of a gap between Jokic and Giannis. And while Jokic is the most valuable, obviously, for his team because his teammates aren't as good as either of the other two candidates. If you take Giannis off the Bucks, they're still awful because Chris Middleton is mid. And so I'm a Chris Middleton hater. I'm gonna throw that out there right now. So I don't think he is that even good
I'm taking
of a
Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday over Will Barton and Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I'm saying these gaps aren't that
quite
big between them.
That is quite a gap.
Yeah, that one is quite a gap. But the other things aren't that big of a gap. Giannis is the best player. There's been history for it. And when you look back between these three guys, who's the best player? Who's going to be the best player all time consideration between these three guys? It's easy. It's definitely Giannis.
Well, that's not
guaranteed Giannis.
So
you might say that doesn't go into the argument, but when we're talking about higher caliber of all-time players, the odds of winning 3 out of 4 MVPs goes up. And Giannis is definitely the highest pantheon level player of these three guys.
I'm not disagreeing, but
just using
use
history.
that as a
History
reason
is my argument.
To use that as for a reason why he's going to win, that's not a good argument there.
Yeah, it is. History is my argument. That's a great argument.
All right, Chase, what do you got about Joel Embiid? Obviously, he had a great year. What do you got for him?
I mean, all three of these guys are definitely the top three candidates for the MVP. I think all three are pretty deserving. I'm going with Embiid, kind of strictly based on the fact that I think this award is definitely narrative based, and just kind of how the media votes this award. I think Embiid will get it. As we know, Joker got it last year. I think it's really tough to get back-to-back MVPs. Obviously, we've seen people do it, but I don't know. I just think that the Sixers had a really good year. I think that'll come into play. Like you said, they have the same record as the Bucks. So what Joker did this year with the lack of teammates, I think that is very impressive. People say the West is down, but the West is still pretty tough. It's definitely not like the old East. So also, too, I mean, Embiid put up 30, 11, and 4.
Basically 31, 12, and 4.
Yeah. And he's the first center since Shaq to lead the league in scoring. So, I mean, it's a pretty good company. So clearly it hasn't been done for a long time. But yeah, like I said, mostly basing this just off of how I think the award is voted on. I think it'll come down to Joker and Embiid more than it will Giannis, just because I think Giannis has kind of gotten all the attention over the last couple of years. But yeah, I don't know. What's your case on Joker?
All right, before you talk about us, there's two things I gotta say to make sure we're clear, so I don't get roasted coming back later on. Jokic is gonna win. There's been polls, everything's been polled. Like, if I was betting money, it would be on Jokic to win. I think Giannis should win, but Jokic is gonna win. It looks like from what the voter aspect is. So like that, I'm not like 100% behind my pick on that. I think Giannis is gonna win, but I think that he should. And
yeah, I agree with you.
Will.
All the latest polls and everything are definitely saying Joker's probably leading that right now, but I don't know. I think Embiid could maybe sneak it out, but yeah, I definitely think it's going to be between Joker and Embiid versus Giannis. Even though Giannis is maybe deserving too, obviously. So three amazing players. So it's three amazing players.
I would also
all three of these guys deserve to win.
Absolutely,
to be in consideration. This has been like the closest
this has been
most down to the wire fun MVP race that we've actually not just known forever. So
this has been the closest MVP race
and
for at least 10, 15 years.
I also think these three are like so dominant on both ends too. They're not just like a scorer like James Harden has been in the past or Russell Westbrook, guys like that. I think these guys just affect both ends so well that I don't know. Three amazing players. So
I would also like to add that Devin Booker and Jason Tatum are, they're having MVP seasons in their own right as well. So those two guys, if this was a different year, they didn't have three big men being absolutely insanely dominant. Booker and Tatum are two guys that could have won this year as well. So I'd like to, give them their moment, shout them out briefly. But
low-key Luka too.
Low-key Luka as well, yeah. But, I mean, come on. Jokic is going to win. I can't believe you guys didn't put him down. Let's be real with ourselves here. You guys even admitted he's probably going to win. So why didn't you just write him down?
Because he shouldn't win.
Everyone loves a good argument.
All right, here's the Nikola Jokic back-to-back MVP case. One, he had a better year this year than last year. He has better stats basically everywhere. Like, he's got better. And so now to give him MVP last year and then put up better numbers and not get it, that's kind of weird to me. He led the NBA in basically every advanced stat, including this one, which I thought was interesting. The Nuggets are, per 100 possessions, 19.5 points better than their opponents. Giannis, the other two guys on this list, Giannis and Embiid, Giannis is only 10.8 and Embiid is only 11.3. So way better than them in that category. He had the NBA record for player efficiency this year. First player in NBA history with 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 500 assists in a season. First player in NBA history to do that. Come on now. So he's doing it every single way possible. He is top 10 in the NBA this year in points, rebounds, and assists. Only player in the NBA. He averaged 27, 14, and 8 with 1.5 steals and a block per game on 58% shooting, 34% from three, 81% from the free throw line, which gives you a true shooting percentage of 66%. And which, if he wins MVP this year, that would be second best for MVP winners of all time. So, I mean, the numbers are there. No Murray or MPJ all year, and still only finished 3 games behind the Bucks and the Sixers. I just don't know how you can't give it to Jokic this year. He had the best season. Wow,
Also,
it's slightly better than the other two because obviously, like we said, it's straight toss up. They're all very deserving, but
agreed.
I gotta give it to Jokic.
Also, I will say, you talk about MVPs of all time. Jokic would be the second worst 2-time MVP of all time. There's basically only been 3 2-time MVPs that aren't consensus. Okay, so there's been in the history of the NBA MVP, there's basically been 3 guys that aren't consensus top 10 players of all time that have back-to-back, that have 2 MVPs. Moses Malone, Steve Nash, and Nikola Jokic.
3.
Yep, essentially that aren't like Jordan, Magic, Kareem, LeBron.
And Duncan. You're not counting Bob Pettit then.
And Bob Pettit. Sorry, and Bob Pettit. But Bob Pettit was in 1956 and 1961. So I'm going since the merger. Since the merger. 2 guys. Since the merger. 3 guys. So Jokic would be an outlier when it comes to that level of history as well, because he'd be the second worst 2-time MVP ever. So that's kind of something too. Like when you're promoting guys to that level of being good, like how good are they? Are we going to look back and regret it? Like there's no way some of those voters don't regret one of those Steve Nash MVPs. That's all I'm saying.
Right. But I mean, that's a good point. I just don't think that has any effect whatsoever on what the voters decide to do. I don't think that really impacts their decision. But that is a good point. I mean, he definitely, if he wins MVP, would, yes, be the second worst 2-time MVP. But I mean, the dude's only 27 years old, so we're just giving up hope that he can win MVP or a championship or things like that. So
true. So you're taking back your Jokic is better than Moses Malone take now? You're taking that back?
Hey, I did say shortly after I even said that to you earlier that it's probably way too early to say that. I probably disrespected Moses Malone a little bit by doing that. 3-time MVP and a NBA champion Moses Malone with 29,000 career points. So yeah, that's a little too early to say Jokic is better than him, but I think he could be. All right. Anyways, let's dive into DPOY. We got Marcus Smart and Mikal Bridges, which I hope to God one of these 2 wins, which I think it is. I think we're finally going to see a perimeter player win, first guard since Gary Payton. So I'm not going to really argue you guys against Marcus Smart and Mikal Bridges. They're essentially the same argument. Neither guy is very high in advanced metrics because usually those are the big men that have the best advanced stats defensively. But these 2 guys guard the best player every single night. They switch on to everybody. They guard 1 through 5 because of the switching. And the 2 teams are the 1 and 2 in terms of defensive rating this year. Celtics 1, Suns 2. So the best defenders on the best teams, great. One of these guys has to win in my eyes. I gave the slight edge to Mikal Bridges over Marcus Smart just because I think he did it all season. He played all 82 games this year. Marcus Smart definitely didn't do that. He averaged a random
for the 4th straight season. Bridges did that.
Yeah. Random stat here. I didn't even know they tracked this. He averaged 1.3 miles per game on the defensive end, which is by far the most out of anyone. So he's Bridges. So he's running around the court, guarding anybody the entire game. He also led the NBA in minutes per game. So he plays every game. plays the most in every game and guards the best player all game, every game. So that's just why I had to go with
He's
Mikal.
just a robot. He's a
Right,
robot.
he's a robot.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart's the same way, though.
Marcus Smart's a dog, though. That's my little edge to Marcus Smart is just the like he's got a bigger role this season than he's ever had on the Celtics as far as like primary ball. They basically kick Schroeder out and get Derek White, who's a little bit lower of a ball handler, can play off the ball a little bit. And they pretty much said, Marcus Smart, you're the primary point guard 50, 60% of the time. And the others is just when it's Jason Tatum time in the fourth quarter. And Brown gets an occasional, 5-10%. But Smart's had a way bigger role, and he's still brought it on the defensive end like crazy. So I think that's the pick. But again, I am unworldly happy with anything other than Rudy Gobert again. So as long as we can get one of these guys and not his bummy of a player.
Benny, did you originally have Marcus Smart as your DPOY on our first episode 3 or whatever it was? Or did we all three change ours? Because I think
we all changed it.
I think this is the only award prediction that I've changed. And I don't remember what your guys. I don't think you guys had Bridges and Smart, but yeah, I don't know. Kind of like you guys are saying. I hope to God that it's one of these two. I'm sick of seeing guys like Rudy Gobert who literally just sits in the paint. And don't get me wrong, he's a good defender. He's obviously probably deserving of those awards at times, but like year after year after year, we only give it to these big men.
Right.
He can't guard a guard. Rudy can't guard a guard in the playoffs. Like he can't guard a guard 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Where's this voter fatigue that kicks in for all these other awards? Like, why can't it
not for Rudy?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just good to see that those guys, those perimeter defenders, are kind of getting their publicity now. So,
well, it's a perimeter dominating game now. Like, I feel like it's time to give a perimeter defender the DPOY. Like, come on. Well, I guess Kawhi did win. He's more of a perimeter defender, but he's like a forward. These guys are guards,
Yep.
So
Mikal's a forward. What?
He plays a little of the two, though. Too. He's
he's more of a 2-3.
He's 6'6".
Like
he's a
3-4.
Mikal's a toss-up. I mean, he guards every position.
True.
The last note I wanted to say about Mikal Bridges, I just threw down some shooting stats of elite players that when he guarded them this year. Curry was 2 for 12, Harden was 1 for 9, Ant was 3 for 10, Siakam was 3 for 10, and Fox was 4 for 13. So that's a whole wide range of players there, all elite players that he just absolutely destroyed. So, yeah, that was just like my last little note there. The next 3 awards, I don't think we really need to dive in, given that we're all in agreement. Evan Mobley, Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Tyler Hero, Most Improved, Ja Morant. The Rookie of the Year, that's another close award race, though. That could obviously end up going to, I think Scotty Barnes would be the only other true possible winner.
Cunningham, maybe.
I don't think Cunningham is. I think Cunningham's third. I think Barnes has a better case for him just because Cunningham really came on towards the end of the year. He doesn't have that full season argument that Barnes and Mobley have. And then Tyler Hero is just, he's clearly the best sixth man.
Most points off the bench, just absolutely balling.
21 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists on 40% shooting from 3. Yeah, that's
off the bench.
Off the bench. Yeah.
Realistically, he is a starter, but he's just playing that Lou Will role,
So,
whatever. He's taking advantage of it. But
Ja Morant jumping 8 points per game, 5% field goal, 2 rebounds, 4% 3-pointers. And his team won 18 more games this year. So, yeah,
And when it comes to Ja, there's 2 different types of most improved. It's going from a role player to a star or going from a star to a superstar.
Yes.
Either way, I think you can make a most improved argument. It just depends on which one is better that year. And Ja going from a star to a superstar is his most improvement this year. And I think that's the argument you make for the haters that want to pick somebody different for that reason. So
I do want to say, though, that Desmond Bane, Jordan Poole, Darius Garland, those guys are all deserving of most improved, too. Probably could win it. Miles Bridges, that'd be another one. Probably could win it in different years, but I just think Ja has the slight edge there. I guess Coach of the Year, I'll let Chase defend his Taylor Jenkins takes, and Spinny and I both have Monty Williams.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Monty Williams is obviously coaching the team with the best record in the NBA. I guess my argument against that is I just don't like, especially for Coach of the Year awards, going to the team. Like, they were already a good team last year. Yes, they got better. Yes, he's still coaching them to where they are. But I just think it's more deserving to go to guys like Taylor Jenkins. Even Chris Finch, I think, is definitely a top 5 candidate for the Timberwolves. The Grizzlies, what is their record this year?
They're 56-26.
56-26. Last year they had 38 wins. So, I mean, they were just barely above 500 last year. They were 38-34 with that shortened season. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't like going to coaches of teams that were good already in the past. It's kind of like giving it to Steve Kerr every year back in the day. It's like, yeah, I mean, kind of give it to someone who completely flips a team or something. So
you're going for more of that storyline, that narrative.
Yeah.
There.
And I mean, nobody thought the Grizzlies were going to be the 2 seed in the West this year. I mean, I think you could have made the argument that they would flirt with that 5 through 8 seed or whatever. But even so, I think they're more so thought of being a play-in tournament team, similar to the Timberwolves. So they've definitely exceeded expectations majorly. So,
and that's fair, and that's the argument that I think I would have used if Monty Williams hadn't had won a Coach of the Year before, but he hasn't, and he has been a huge difference for them over last year and this year. Like, if you give him like that, he brought them to this level along with Chris Paul, and he kept them better than last year when Chris Paul missed significant time, Devin Booker missed significant time, and DeAndre Ayton missed like 18 games. So he still kept them all to the best record despite that. And I think it
wasn't really even close either.
And he deserves one Coach of the Year in one of these years. So I think this is just the year they give it to him.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Spinny, best record in the NBA by far. And yeah, I mean, he hasn't won it in the past. So that's been usually how I base my award predictions off of. And yeah, I'm going to go Monty. It's hard to picture them not going Monty, but Taylor Jenkins, obviously a very deserving candidate in his own right. Okay. All right. All NBA predictions here. This one was tough for me. I'm sure it was for you guys as well, just because I could not decide if there's going to be enough voters to that include Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid in first team. Technically, I looked it up. Technically, Jokic and Embiid are both eligible at the forward spot, but both Embiid and Jokic played 100% of their minutes this year at center. They didn't play one single minute this year at the 4 spot. So that's how I made my teams. I had to only have Jokic on my first team and not Embiid, which definitely kind of altered some other things. And obviously Embiid's having a first team season. This is just strictly due to the BS criteria that the all NBA is based off of, which is 2 guards, 2 forwards, center. It shouldn't be so position based. Like, I just personally think it should almost be the best 15 players. Obviously that maybe could make it a little even more difficult to argue, but I don't think there's any reason why Embiid shouldn't be able to be first team this year. I just don't think there's going to be enough voters that include him on there, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think you got to go with history too on this one. Like, how many times like were Shaq and Duncan, or not Duncan? Jeez, like Shaq and Hakeem, or like centers of all time, Wilt and Russell. There was only one first team spot for those guys. Like,
right.
So I think you got to kind of like put that in a little bit too. But the biggest thing is they don't play minutes at forward. if Embiid or Jokic ever played with a center, then I think it's relevant. But when they don't play with the center ever, it's like I can't put you forward. So that's why I went with where I went to. That's what.
Yeah, my predictions are definitely based solely on if they allow Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid all on the first team. That obviously definitely kind of screws up your second and third team a little bit if you have to bump one of them down. Like you guys said, I agree with you. I don't think that all three of them will probably end up getting on there. I just put who I think deserve it. I think maybe they should just make it where you just need maybe a minimum of one guard, one forward, and one center. That way you can allow other positions on there, but at least you do have one from each position. That way you can have some flexibility on years like this because, I mean, how are the top 3 MVP candidates not on first team if they're eligible in those spots? Like, I completely get they didn't play any minutes at forward, but it's like, okay, well, then don't make them eligible for that forward position. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. My list kind of shakes out differently than your guys', obviously, because you guys bumped Embiid down to that second team. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that is a good note. Why the hell even make them eligible if they're not logging a single minute at the forward spot? That doesn't even make sense.
Because then you just cut the argument out. You just make it
make it easier for these voters. Like these voters are probably, I would assume, going through the same thing we are. Like they literally just can't decide what to do. And given that they're eligible at forward and center, they might throw them both in there. I don't know.
But I think the NBA can't decide if they want to try to keep the historical value of keeping it the same with the award, if they want to change it and let it be more positionless like basketball is. It's hard because do you keep the historical context or do you make it better to move it forward with the game? I don't know. It's kind of a tough argument when it comes to awards, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see that we were all in agreement with Luka and D-Book for first team for the guards. Kind of really no debate there. And I'm sure, Chase, you would have had Tatum as a forward if you didn't include Embiid on your list as well.
Yep.
So we're pretty much in agreement throughout all three of these teams. I don't really know if there's honestly much debate to add anyone that's not on our list here. The one, I guess if I did the same thing as Chase and had Embiid first team, I would have had Gobert on here in third team instead of Pascal because I would have moved Cat up to second team then to fill that center spot.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I had to throw Gobert on there, painful as that was.
And I also think I have DeRozan spinning. I see you have DeRozan second team as well. But I do think there is a very, very real chance that he gets snubbed from second team and gets third team like Chase has him. Just because, I don't know, I just think they're just going to snub him. They're going to, history-wise, you would assume they're going to vote for KD and guys like that, KD and LeBron. So, I don't know.
Why do you have Trey over Curry?
Why do you have Curry over Trey? I feel like Trey is the no-brainer.
Led the league in scoring and assists.
Led the league in scoring and assists. What more do you want him to do?
What do you mean led the league in scoring and assists?
Like
in total points and total assists, he led the NBA.
Only player to do that.
Only player
and NBA.
Yeah.
I just felt like I gave Curry the advantage because for most of the season the Hawks were awful, and that definitely comes into play with this award. And so we'll see. The game is being played as we're recording, but if the Hawks don't make the playoffs, then Trey's for sure third team. I feel like when the Warriors are the 3 seed and Trey's team didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair argument. That'll probably.
But the Hawks
they did make the playoffs.
Yeah, they did make the playoffs.
They did make the playoffs. So
they're up 7 with 13 seconds left. So the Hawks are your 8 seed.
I think the Hawks Heat series could be an interesting series. Obviously, the Heat.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it, Chase.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't dive into it.
Come on. I'm
jumping the gun a little bit.
So you just for Curry there, you just went just because you had the better team there.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that's fair. I do think, like you said, that is something that'll definitely play into the voters' mind, and usually for the All NBA, that definitely does impact where the voters put them. I'm glad that we are all in agreement. Cat is finally not going to get snubbed from an All NBA team this year. I will be insanely pissed if he does.
Cat was the third best center this regular season.
Yes, absolutely. So he 100% needs to be on this list. I think he could possibly sneak into second team if Embiid gets first team as well. But if he doesn't, then he's going to be third team, which I hope so, just because I don't want to see Rudy Gobert get another All-NBA team. So
I know.
none of us. Hopefully no Utah Jazz fans. I'm sure there isn't, but hopefully there's none that watch our pod. Because
okay, so
I don't think I've ever met someone.
So that's a couple of the snubs too.
Who are your snubs?
Is Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
The fact that there's the Heat are the 1 seed and there's no Heat player on this list.
That's pretty sketch.
Yeah. So Jimmy Butler and Pascal were the 2 guys I was really deciding between. But Butler definitely could be on this list. And also Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell had an amazing season.
Yeah, really good season.
And so I feel like you could do some finagling with that maybe, but it's hard with those 6 guards. It depends on you'd have to slide Mitchell to the forward spot. So you'd have to convince yourself that he plays small forward. But I don't know if he has any minutes as the 3. He might. The Jazz play small a lot, so
yeah,
I could see that. But yeah, those I think are my 2 biggest snubs.
He'll be in a Knicks uniform next year.
Maybe. I hope not. Hope he gets a better situation than that.
Yeah, I hope so too. All right, well, it's time to jump into trivia. Can't wait to win yet again.
You're not gonna win again.
Chase is here. Maybe Chase will beat us both.
No, I'm winning.
Chase, since you're the guest, I'll let you decide. Do you want to ask? You pick who asked the question.
Of us 3 or just you 2?
Of us 3.
I'll go ahead and ask the first question.
Okay, give us your easy question.
All right. Honestly, these are all pretty easy. I just came up with these about 20 minutes ago, so we'll see.
20 minutes ago, 32 minutes into the episode. Nice.
I can multitask. So let's just start this one off. I actually came across this question.
What are you doing, Spinny?
The other day on
just showing off the merch.
It's actually is credit to Barstool's The Dozen trivia show on YouTube. If you haven't seen that, check it out. Shout out Jeff D'Lo and Barstool. Fetty, if you don't know this one, I'm going to be a little disappointed in you. But who was the first ever team that LeBron James beat in a playoff series? Actually, hold on. I want to see Spinny's answer first.
It's honestly funny because I honestly don't know if I know this.
I want to hear Spinny's answer first, and then
Spinny, give us an answer.
I'm going to answer this with this balancing on my head. So we're going to go with the Toronto Raptors. And my only reason for that is just because LeBron's always owned them. So I feel like it just would make the most sense that it would be them.
Yeah, that is a very good guess. Kind of honestly what I was leaning towards, but if you picked them, I'll go elsewhere. I honestly don't remember at all.
This is tough.
Is sad.
Big LeBron James fan over here.
So you're telling me if I would ask you this just off the top of your head, you would have known?
You can ask my roommate, Daniel. He witnessed it, but absolutely I got this answer right when they asked it on The Dozen. So I can't believe you don't know this. I thought this would be easy.
Can you tell me when was it? His rookie year?
I believe it was 2005.
2005, 6 season. Who the hell was first playoff series win? Right?
Boss, we need a timer for you, bro. Answer the question. Come on. No hints. No hints on the easy question. No hints on the easy question. Answer the question.
Magic.
Let's go.
Oh my God, this is just embarrassing.
No, I didn't say final answer.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my goodness, Buzz.
It was the Washington Wizards, Gil Zero back in the day.
Oh yeah, Gilbert Arenas.
That's tough. I can't believe Bus didn't know that one. I thought he'd get there right away.
I get a pass.
Fake fan, I guess.
Oh, pass.
I get a pass.
Nice. No passes for you.
I
Just
get
for that, you got to ask your question. Go.
Chase acts like he was watching that series. We were 8 years old. When
Hey, can you just ask
I
the
was
question
watching
and
that.
stop complaining, please? Thanks.
All right. What'd you say, Spinny? Is it my turn?
Yes. Stop complaining and ask the question.
Yeah,
Start calling you cat.
Most rebounds in career playoff history. Who has the most? This is the easy question. So,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Final answer.
I mean,
Oh, I'm stupid.
you said final answer, so you're
No, oh, I'm stupid.
You
It's
did.
not
You
him.
said
It's
final
not
answer.
him, no. It's not him, though.
Well, shut up. Don't give it a Chase. Come on.
I know it's not right.
I can't answer it. Come on, I can answer.
You said
Give
final
me a break.
answer.
Give me a
Playoff
break.
history.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
Did you say
No.
playoffs history?
No break for you.
Playoff history or finals history?
Career playoffs history.
Tim Duncan.
Final answer?
I'm not sure. Yeah, final.
Wrong. I covered
Can I
your
tell him?
Yeah, you can tell him.
It's Bill Russell.
I was going to say that, but yeah, whatever.
That's why I said it was easy. Most finals wins. Come on, boys.
Ah!
The playoffs a couple times.
What is
I knew
LeBron?
that. Why did I speak so
LeBron's
fast? I knew
I
that
was gonna say
question.
he's got to be up there, just with how many playoff games.
All right.
I get a
Spinny.
half.
Spinny, your turn.
I get a half because I answered it.
I'll give you a half point. That's fair.
Most MVPs of all time.
Kareem.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to.
Correct. How many?
6.
Okay.
Do I get a half point there? Do I get
No,
extra half point for guessing 6 right?
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I'm writing it
That was
down.
just for the fun of it.
Wow, you're right. All right. Chase, medium question.
All right. So this is kind of a little Timberwolves question here. Who was a Timberwolves player competing in a dunk contest where one of his signature dunks was to blow out a candle that was on top of a cupcake up on the rim while he was dunking? Do you guys remember that?
Gerald Green.
Spinny?
I don't think that's right, but I remember this. I can't remember who.
A Timberwolves player?
Yep.
I don't think he even
Blew out the candle that was on a cupcake up on the rim.
Yeah.
Not Zach LaVine.
Anything?
It's not Zach LaVine?
3,
Is that your answer?
2.
Yeah, Zach LaVine.
Yes, Bus was actually right. It was Gerald Green.
Look at me back at it. What's good, Spinner?
And
You answered that so. I almost went with it just because you answered that so quick, honestly.
Gerald Green. Come on, everyone's got to remember that. Your face.
Sure.
All right. Who in NBA history has the most first round losses? Not series losses, just like regular game losses. And this is actually a tie for first, so either person I will accept.
So which individual player?
Yeah, which individual player has the most final or first round
Game losses?
Game losses. It's 2 players that are tied, so I will give you full points if you get one of the 2. Think about people that lose in the playoffs.
Are they current players?
I'm going to go
with current players.
My hint.
Damian Lillard.
Are you going to go final answer before I give out a hint?
Okay, let's hear the hint.
Gosh, it is not a current player.
Either of them?
Neither of the 2 are current players. Ten seconds.
Michael Jordan final.
5, 4.
No idea.
You're not even going to give me a guess?
Russell Westbrook.
All right, that's
non-current players.
Non-current player throws out Russell Westbrook. The answer is Dirk Nowitzki and John Stockton.
Third, huh?
And then third behind them was Karl Malone. Think about a lot of playoff. I didn't want to. The easy hint would have been tons of final losses too, and then you guys would have maybe got Stockton.
Probably would have got that. Then.
Yeah, true.
All right, Spinny, your turn.
All right, medium question. Who are the three players of all time that have won 3 MVPs in a row? Bus, you should get this. Bus, you should get this question because we talked about this.
How the list of players?
Yep, there's only 3. 3 on the list. Who are they?
Who've won 3 MVPs in a row? All right,
Michael Jordan.
I honestly don't remember Spinny. I remember us having this conversation, but I don't remember the 3 people.
None of them played when we were alive.
When we were alive?
None of them played when we were alive.
At any point in their career, none of them played.
Well, none of them played when we were older than 5. For sure.
So did they play past 2000 or no?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Chase, you got an answer? Because I got at least 1, maybe 2 possible guys. I don't have all 3.
I would say maybe
names,
like Bill Russell and Wilt. I don't know.
Can I get a half a point for getting 1 name right?
You can get half a point for each name, up to 1.5.
Bill Russell and Wilt.
My guesses are
and Kareem.
My guesses
are final Chase.
Yep.
He's going big man. I'm going Kareem, Larry Bird, and Wilt.
You both got 2 of the 3. You covered all 3 between you. It's Russell, Wilt, and Bird.
Russell, Wilt, and Bird. Okay.
Yep.
All right, Chase.
Those are the 3.
Russell, Wilt, and Bird.
This is kind of a 2-parter, I guess. But who was the oldest team in the NBA this season, and then who was the youngest team in the NBA this season?
Oldest is Lakers. Youngest.
I think this was based on the beginning of the season. I'm no idea about
oldest and youngest.
Oldest is Lakers. Definitely, that's final. Youngest is either Memphis or the Wolves.
I'm also going Lakers oldest, and I'm going
Grizzlies youngest.
Going
Lakers Grizz.
I don't feel like it's.
But it could be the Wolves. Honestly, it could.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm going Lakers Grizz as well.
You guys are close. Obviously, the Lakers are the oldest team in the NBA this year, but the Thunder were actually the youngest. It was, I believe it goes the Thunder, us, and Memphis. Don't quote me on that, but it was definitely the Thunder was the youngest.
That makes sense. I can't believe I didn't get that.
All right, my hard question, which I don't think any of you guys will get. Maybe you might. Only 4 most improved award winners in NBA history have also won an NBA championship. Only 4. Giannis, Siakam, and Kevin Love are 3 of the 4. Who is the 4th? And bonus point if you get the year that he won. This player won most improved.
Is this in our lifetime?
It is in our lifetime.
Okay.
So there's only 4 players.
He won a ring.
Yep.
Only 4 most improved award winners in the history of the NBA have also won a ring. And I named 3 of them: Giannis, K. Love, and Siakam.
How good is this player?
This guy is not. He is like your basic, your stereotypical, I should say, most improved award winner. So he's like not a big name. he also isn't playing anymore. He played during our lifetime, but is retired. That's another hint I'll give you.
Oh, retired.
He's retired. Yep, not a current player.
So Iggy's a current player, right?
Iggy's still playing. Yep.
So.
10 seconds.
I'm trying to think who's won most improved.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I told you you're not gonna get this. It's tough, like especially on the spot.
I'm gonna go Manu Ginobili.
Yeah, that's a good. I don't got anything else. That's what I'm going with too.
Okay, you guys were close in the fact that it is a foreign player. He also did play for the Spurs not at the time of winning, but at one point of his career. His ring was won with the Spurs. His most improved award was won with the Suns. Boris Diaw.
Oh,
Boris Diaw is the fourth most improved
yeah.
award winner.
I was trying to think of
Win
guys
NBA.
like him too, but yeah, he clowned LeBron in the finals.
Let's go.
That was lit.
That secures another trivia dub for me. L's for you, Spinny, once again.
What if Chase gets this one right and you don't?
Yeah, actually, wow, he does beat me then. So
Nice, sick,
Let's
sick,
hear it.
Buzz, sick. Maybe I'll just whisper to Chase the answer.
All right, let's see it. I'm not worried. Just gonna get it wrong.
Who was the last MVP for the New York Knicks? And bonus point if you get the year.
The last MVP for the New York Knicks was Patrick Ewing in 1993. That's not right.
I'm going with the same guy, but I'm going.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
That means it's not Patrick Ewing.
I can't let you both just tank it like that. It's not Patrick Ewing.
I never said final answer.
Well, it's tough.
Is it after Ewing?
No. It's not after Ewing.
Melo never won an
The
MVP.
most recent MVP on the Knicks?
Yep.
Did he win an MVP with the Knicks? You're saying, obviously.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He had to win it on the Knicks.
I thought you were trying to pull some snake stuff.
I'm still going him in 94.
I can't think of any other good Knicks player. So yeah, I'm going him, but I'm going. Let's go with 92. Spinny's hurt. 3, actually 3.
Yep.
Patrick Ewing didn't win an MVP.
Yep.
It was Willis Reed in 1970.
Secured.
Nice.
Trivia dub. Yet again. What's new, folks? You see this every week. Me just killed in the trivia. Well, actually, suck in the trivia. Spinny just sucks a little more. And Chase, yeah, let's say. Okay. All right.
That was supposed to be a relaxing break, and now I'm just like.
Now you're just mad that you lost again?
Yeah, now I just want to punch you in the face. Honestly, it's tough.
All right, so
Chase, punch it for me, please. Quick.
Yeah,
just a little. Chase, just right in the side of the head, just like, bing. You know,
no violence.
Feel good.
It's too scared.
Aww.
Now we're gonna talk some playoffs. We're gonna talk Eastern Conference first. These are the matchups. The Hawks ended up winning, so they're the 8th seed, which does change my length of the series, I guess. I'm still picking the Heat, but I'm picking Heat in 5 instead of 6. I thought the Cavs' size could maybe sneak 2 games away, but
whoa! You like the Cavs against the Heat more than the Hawks?
They match up better. The Hawks don't have.
Very politely, but are you on? Are you
what?
Okay?
How do the Hawks match up better?
The Hawks.
There's more
mismatches. Don't match up better, but the Trae Young is like Trae Young could be a difference maker in that series and could actually win a couple games on his back.
He could win 1 game. Yeah, I can't picture him winning 2 when he's seeing all that veteran defense the entire series. Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, they're going to be guarding them the entire time.
I just don't think the Hawks. I don't think the Hawks have enough scoring to keep up with the Heat.
They don't. No.
I think the Hawks stand a way better chance.
Either way, we're still in agreement that Heat are going to take care of business here. All three of us are in agreement there. I guess I will let you guys dive in. We're all in agreement that the Bucks will take care of business and the Sixers will as well. Obviously, let's be real. The Bulls don't stand a chance against the Bucks. No, they're going to choke, and I think they're going to steal one game. So, Spinny, I don't think you're going to get a clean sweep there, but they definitely could sweep them. So that's going to be a for sure win. And I think the Sixers, that's a for sure win over the Raptors. But I think the Raptors are good enough to sneak 2 games away from them.
Especially no Tybalt in Toronto. So.
Right. So, that is true. So yeah, we're all in agreement that the Raptors could maybe sneak 2 games. Sixers still going to pull it out just based off too much talent there. But I'll let you guys defend your Celtics in 7 here since I got the Nets in 7.
I mean, yeah, you kind of already have it. Oh, Spinny has it down there, the biggest 50-50. I think this series could go either way. The Nets obviously have the 2 superstars, but the Celtics big duo isn't that bad either. So I don't know. I think it'll be a good series. Obviously, it's kind of more of the stars versus like a team. I think the Celtics are a way better team than the Nets are, but I think the Nets have the better superstars. Supposedly the Nets are going to maybe get Ben Simmons back halfway through the series. I don't really necessarily think
not happening whatsoever.
I don't really see it happening. I don't think it would really affect the series that much. If anything, I think it could hurt the Nets more than help them. Obviously, Ben Simmons is good, but he hasn't played basketball in the whole year. So, I don't know. I would not be surprised if the Nets win. I don't think that the Nets get enough heat really for how little they've accomplished. I know it's only been kind of 2 years now that they've been assembled together, but they have had a lot of drama in paradise. And I don't know, maybe they do get more attention on that than I think. But, I don't know. I just think the Celtics will end up coming out with it. It'll be a good series, though.
These are my second and third best teams in the East. I think you have to give the Bucks best because of the history and last year and what they did, as much as I am not going to pick them because I think it's somebody else's year. But you got to get the Bucks number 1. But then number 2 for me number 2 and 3 would be Celtics Nets, right close to each other. That's why I hate this series. Obviously, these are the 2 teams I was going to cheer for too. So it's tough. I wanted any other matchup, but I think the Celtics will sneak it out, especially if Rob Williams projected back game 3 or 4. If he comes back, that could be huge difference maker in the series as well. But if Ben Simmons comes back, then I'm definitely worried because I think Simmons' defense on Tatum alone is enough to change the series. So I think that's how close it is. But
and that definitely that's definitely what the Nets have been lacking is their defense. So, I mean, obviously, we aren't expecting Ben Simmons to come out and produce on offense. So, yeah, like you said, if he can shut down one of Tatum or Brown, that's definitely something to be worried about.
And if we can get the Tatum from the second half of the regular season, the one that already dropped over 50 on the Nets and was just absolutely like basically a 95% as good of KD player, it's like, well, man, if we can get that Tatum, then this series is completely different.
Yep. Yeah, Tatum is a god. I hope he shows out here in the playoffs again. He's going to be a superstar for sure.
Bus, you wanna enlighten our amazing fans about your Tatum take from the series if the Celtics do win?
Yep, I'll let them know. That I told Spinny this earlier today or yesterday. I don't remember when, but I am going with the Nets here in 7. And that is just mainly based off the fact that I do not think Rob will be back by game 3 or 4. I don't think he's going to be. His initial production was not back until Eastern Conference second round, maybe even conference championship. So I think they're going to play it safe here. That's just rushing him out too early, in my opinion. Maybe he is ready to go. Maybe he does get cleared. I just am a little skeptical on that. And they need to. If they don't have Rob, they're not beating the Nets. So even with the Nets' defensive struggles, they got two playoff gods in KD and Kyrie that can single-handedly carry them to a series win. I am confident in those two doing that. And if Rob Will does play, they can win. But if he doesn't, they're not going to win. And if they do somehow win this series, I am jumping Tatum to superstar level already. A couple weeks ago, Spinny and I tiered our NBA players, and we both put him in potential superstar. And we even said that Booker or Tatum could make that jump to superstar potentially this year. And I think it's lining up perfectly for Tatum to make that jump. If he beats Kevin freaking Durant in the first round playoff series, he is a superstar. I'm already putting him there. And I honestly think that if they beat the Nets, they have just as good of a chance as anyone in the entire field to make the finals. I think if they get through this first round, they could definitely make the finals.
And that's the other thing too. I think whatever team gets through this first round and plays the Bucks is going to be battle tested. Whereas the Bucks have been sitting for how many days? They beat the Bulls in 4 or 5. Now you can argue the Bucks will be more rested because of that. So you can argue the other side, but either way, I think that second round series is going to be amazing. The East is going to be full of good series. Other than Bucks Bulls, I think every other series is at least going to have some good moments.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Eastern Conference playoffs this year for sure, and especially this Celtics-Nets series, because it definitely truly is the biggest 50-50 in the entire playoffs this year. No doubt about it. But I guess with that being said, we can jump into our second round here. Obviously, this is all based off of our first round predictions. So I had the Heat versus Sixers, Nets versus Bucks. That's how that would have lined up. Those teams go head to head. I'm taking the Heat in 7 and Bucks in 7. Reasons there. I'm just banking on a Sixers collapse and choke is basically what I'm banking on there. I think the Heat matchup,
as would be classic of the Sixers, and
right, would be
Rivers.
classic of them, and would be classic of Harden based on what we know of him in the playoffs throughout his
and
career.
Embiid and their coach and the organization.
So. Right, and their coach and their organization, exactly. So I'm banking on the Heat there. Obviously, first in the East, very talented matchup, really well against the Sixers. So even without a choke by the Sixers, they could still even easily win the series. So I'm gonna go with the Heat slight edge there. And the Bucks, like you said, Spinny, it's tough to pick like against them, but you don't necessarily want to pick them either, because are they really going to win 2 in a row? Are they going to make 2 finals in a row? I don't know. I'm pretty skeptical about that. I don't know if it's their year. But
yeah, and before this, they were choke artist nation every year. Right. Before this, so like,
I given the Bucks a slight edge because I don't think there's any chance Ben Simmons plays in the playoffs. I think he's not playing this season. And based on the article I read before we started recording, it said that Kevin Durant was expecting that too. Kevin Durant said he doesn't expect him at all, at least for sure in the first round. So is the best player, the coach, Steve Nash, and front office, all of them are already saying that they don't really expect him for sure for the first round, if not the entire playoffs. So I'm very skeptical that he just makes a magical comeback and just starts playing, which, like Chase said, that could hurt more than help anyways, because then you're dealing with chemistry issues and maybe conditioning issues. You know, he's going against guys that have played an entire season and he's just starting in the playoffs. So yeah, I think that would be an issue there. So I just had to go Heat Bucks, and then in that series, that's straight toss up too. But as we saw a couple years ago, the Heat can match up against the Bucks. They got, Bam on Giannis, Jimmy on Middleton, Lowry on Holiday. So again, I'm just kind of going, I think the Heat are a little too deep. They got vet leadership and PJ Tucker this year. That was a huge ad for them. Hero off the bench. I'm just going to go Heat slight edge here, making it to the NBA Finals. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I guess, like you guys kind of said, it's hard to bet against the Bucks, but are they really going to do it 2 years in a row? Like you guys said, they are choke artists in the past. 76ers, though, too, are the same way. I can totally see the Heat upsetting them in that second round. Like you said, they have a lot of veterans on that team, a lot of good defenders, a lot of guys who have been in the playoffs, who have been there. I don't know. It could be a good series. Jimmy has some history with the 76ers too, so that would obviously up the intensity.
So, can I ask you a question, Chase?
Yep.
Why do you think Heat over Sixers is an upset?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Honestly,
too.
I don't. Yeah, not an upset, I guess, because obviously the Heat are the 1 seed. But I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to word pick you.
No,
I thought you said that on
no,
purpose.
That is a good point. And I guess I didn't really mean an upset. I guess to me, I have not heard anything about the Heat all year. Like maybe I don't pay attention enough, but I swear the media has not talked about the Heat at all. Like it's great of a
They've been
season.
quiet.
Jimmy's
getting
been having. I've only heard
their crap done, you know.
Yeah, and I've really only heard about Tyler Hero all year. Like, and Jimmy Butler's, like you said, is flirting with an All NBA season. So you just kind of forget about them a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the Heat upset them. I like the Heat a lot more than 76ers, but I don't know. We'll see. And then, yeah, I guess I had the Bucks taking it over the Celtics in 7 as well. So that'll be a good series. Hopefully Williams will be back by then. Would help the Celtics out a lot there, but
Well, too bad Celtics aren't even getting to this point because Williams won't be back in time for round 1. So that's tough that you guys are both wrong on that end there. But
here's the deal: the winner of the Nets Celtics series is who I was going to pick. So if the Nets win, I think they're going to beat the Bucks too. I think the winner of that series is beating the Bucks. Heard it here. Boom, boom. Check it off. Mark it. Whoever it is, they're beating the Bucks. KD almost beat the Bucks last year without Kyrie and with a hobbled Harden. He took the Bucks to 7. So now this year with Kyrie, with Patty Mills, with Seth Curry, with all the shooters they just got everywhere floating around, like, I don't know. We'll see. Drummond, he's been playing like he's a man motivated now. So, and if the Celtics win, that means Rob Will is back. And I love that defense against Giannis because it's going to be real pushed in on him. And they're long enough they can extend out the shooters still. So I just like the defensive aspect if that's the case. So I'm taking either of those over the Bucks. I think the Heat are just going to playoff experience out the Sixers. And I'm not picking a team with nobody that has playoff success experience, at least making a finals, you know? Other than their coach, he's won a finals, but he's also choked the most 3-1 leads in history. And
the Heat made a finals against the Lakers 2 years ago. Fun fact.
I was talking about the Sixers. I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad.
That's why I was picking the Heat over the Sixers is because of that success experience. But I don't think Doc Rivers has been a good coach in recent history. Obviously, he was, and he's going to be a Hall of Fame coach. But recently, he's shown up to be lead blower god. So I just got to pick the Heat because of what's happened before. And then same thing. I think the Eastern Conference Finals will be a great series, but the Celtics Nets winner is who I got in the finals.
I will die on my take that Doc Rivers is the most overrated coach in NBA history. I will die on that take. Western Conference playoffs first round. Here's our matchups. We are recording Friday night, so we don't know the winner of the Clippers-Pelicans game, but neither of them have a chance against the Suns, so it doesn't matter. Suns in 4 or 5. We're all in agreement there. I guess I'm the only one that picked the Mavs. That's kind of surprising. I thought maybe you guys would pick the Mavs too. I did switch that. That's only literally me banking on Luka coming back and being healthy, which is why you guys picked the Jazz.
Luka's out. Luka's out for sure game 1 and in serious jeopardy to miss game 2.
See, even if he misses game 2, I still think they can win the series. Down 2-0, he's done it before. He came back against the Clippers down 2-0 and made that a series as well. So I think he can do it, honestly. If he comes back game 3 and plays the rest of the series, that's why I picked Mavs in 7. I think they can get it done if he goes back. That's fair.
I just think the calf strain's going to last him too long.
Right. Exactly. It's all on that calf strain. We'll see what happens.
Because if Luka was full healthy, I think the Mavs could go to the Western Conference Finals.
They could. Yeah. I mean, Luka's a god. He's a monster.
lot of resemblance to LeBron's Finals Cavs team with the Mavs team with Luka from this year. A lot of vibes from that comparison. Obviously, the Dallas team is more talented than that Cavs team, but same type of player on the breakout stage. That's kind of the memories I got from this Mavs team.
The Warriors, we all in agreement there that they will take care of business against the Nuggets. There's just way too much talent and experience on the Warriors for the Nuggets to really have a chance. And I did look it up. Murray and Michael Porter are both, basically not playing for the playoffs. That's what's expected, at least as of now. So I don't think the Nuggets really have any remote chance beating the Warriors there. And wow, Spinny, you're picking the Grizzlies over the Wolves here.
Come on.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna let you defend yourself here because this is disrespectful to your Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh, really? It's disrespectful to pick the team with the second best record in the league over the classic biggest choke artist state of sports, Minnesota Timberwolves, who are this choke nation when they barely make the playoffs, with a best player every playoff game he's ever played in, he's played awful, basically. So, I mean, come on. Don't dog me too much. Don't dog me too much, taking the second best record in the league. However, I will be cheering for the Wolves wholeheartedly. I hope the Wolves prove me wrong. I would absolutely love to be dead wrong about this. But I think the Grizzlies are on something. They got something going, and neither team has playoff experience. So I think it's pretty much this is the closest series in the West as far as match teams to I believe. And Cat's got to prove it to me that he can score with playoff defense and playoff roughing consistently and beat somebody. I think Jaren Jackson's going to outplay Cat in this series. I do. He gives me a better playoff vibe than complain every play guy. I hope Cat proves me wrong. I would love it. It would make me so happy. I haven't seen it. I can't pick him when I haven't seen it.
Can't believe you think Jaren Jackson's going to just guard Cat like that.
I definitely hope you're wrong. I can see where you're coming from with the history of Minnesota sports letting us down, but like you said there at the end, both teams have pretty much zero playoff experience. I think I saw a tweet today that basically every significant player on both teams has 5 or less playoff games, except for Steven Adams has about 60-ish, and Pat Beverly has about 60-ish as well. So I don't know. I think unbiasedly, I think it's going to be a great series. I think it will go 6 or 7. I do think these are two of the young up and coming teams, both with just extremely good young talent with Anthony Edwards, Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, Cat, D'Lo. I'm not even going to throw Dylan Brooks in there, but you can throw Dylan Brooks in there. I know Memphis fans are going crazy about him, thinking he's the Wolves killer.
He might be better than D'Lo.
We are not afraid of Dylan Brooks at all. So yeah, no, I get your criticism.
Is Dylan Brooks better than D'Lo?
Absolutely not.
Or Desmond Bain? Desmond Bain might be better.
Dylan Brooks is a name brand Malik Beasley, in my opinion, but with starters minutes. And anyways, I do get your criticism about Cat. I am in the same boat. He needs to prove it. He needs to step up. As you saw in the playing game, he got completely taken out. I do think that is a little bit of credit to Ty Lue, though. The Clippers.
The Bill Belichick of NBA coaches, as was said on the by the.
I'm not going to go that. I'm not going to go that far. But Ty Lue is definitely a good coach. I don't care what anyone says. Ty Lue is a good coach, and he gets his guys to play for him. But the Clippers are obviously a team full of vets as well. They knew what they were going to do. They were going to pester and get Cat out of the game. They did it. But that's exactly why we went and got D'Angelo Russell and kept the role guys that we have around us. That's why we have Chris Finch running the show. Because if we had Andrew Wiggins on our team, we would have got beat by 30. So, yeah, it's kind of nice having those guys. You saw the way the team is as a whole. It's not just star-studded with Cat. yeah, no, I fully expect to see a great series. Like Bus said, I don't think Jaren Jackson is going to take care of Cat. I think he'll be a factor in the series, but overall, I think the Timberwolves are just a mismatch for any team, honestly, in the NBA, and that's why I think they're such a scary team for the playoffs. So as long as they don't pull the classic Minnesota sports and a bunch of choke artists, I think we'll be all right, and it should be a fun playoff.
And we weren't losing at home.
Cat couldn't even back down Reggie Jackson last game.
We're not losing to the Grizzlies at home whatsoever.
You want to merch? You want to merch that? You want to put some money on that?
Yeah, Game 3 when we're there, you'll see.
Yeah. You want to put some money right now on the fact that the Wolves will win every home game?
No, I don't. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I'm in agreement with Chase. Wolves are matchup nightmare for basically every team, and definitely for the Grizzlies. I'm not even remotely scared of any single player on their team other than John Morant and Jaren Jackson. I don't care about Desmond Bain. I don't care about Dylan Brooks. None of these guys scare me, not even in the littlest bit, because they're just as inexperienced, if not more than us. So I don't know that they're not going to be ready.
Pat Beverly is going to mentally abuse those Grizzlies. They're going to be out of it before the tip off.
Why are you acting like you're like against?
This is Grizzlies fans. This is Grizzlies fans right now.
No, this is apparently you too. This is apparently
no Grizzlies fans. That was Grizzlies.
There's
fans.
a lot of Wolves haters, Wolves fake fans out here that have been chirping me the last couple of days about how we're going to upset the Grizzlies. So come back to this. We'll see.
We're beating the Grizzlies. I'm feeling really good about this series.
I was praying for this matchup. I wanted the 2 seeds path to the Western Conference Finals. We'll see. I don't want to have to play the Warriors. I don't want to play the Warriors second round. That's tough, but I was hoping it was going to be one of the other two. But, we'll take that. We'll take it.
I'd rather play the Warriors than the Suns in second rounds.
Absolutely.
Second round. Suns versus Mavs for me. Warriors versus Timberwolves. I don't know. This is tough for me. I don't see, even if the Jazz make it here, I think it's similar. I can't picture either of those guys having a chance because Suns, I think maybe the games could be competitive and all 5 of the games be close, but I can't even picture the Suns losing this series.
The Mavs with a healthy Luka could beat the Suns.
No, they can't. They cannot beat the Suns.
They can beat
the Mavs. 100%.
The Mavs with healthy Luka took Paul George and Kawhi Leonard to Game 7 2 years in a row. So I think at where he's at right now, if the calf strain isn't a thing,
the Suns
this is the possible only upset for the Suns that I see in the West.
No,
going dummy mode like he can.
No chance. No chance the Mavs beat the Suns. They're just a matchup nightmare for the Mavs, and the Suns are also way better than the Clippers were that year. So I don't know. That is true that he took Kawhi and PG there, and those 2 players are obviously insane.
But that Clippers team made the Western Conference Finals.
But as a collective whole, this Suns team is definitely better than that Clippers team, for sure. Come on now. Either way, we're all in agreement. Literally all of us have the Suns winning the Western Conference here.
Yep.
Spinny and I have them beating the Warriors, and Chase picking a homer pick, having the Wolves. Now that is a homer pick. You think the Wolves are going to beat the Warriors in the second round?
That is absolutely a bias.
I guess I'm going to let you try to defend this take here.
That is absolutely a biased pick. I do think, again, like I said, we are a matchup problem for any team. I think the Suns are the only team that would absolutely work us. I do think the Warriors are the second best team to absolutely work us. But if it goes 7, I don't know. I'm just fully expecting Andrew Wiggins to somehow mess up this series for them and, kind of give us hopefully the last laugh. Absolutely a biased pick. The Warriors are going to kill us with championship experience and everything like that. So I could absolutely be the other way around, but we're going to go with it. Hot take here, and we'll see what happens, I guess.
That's like the hottest of the hot takes. Whew. But I get it.
We'll come back to this.
All right. We're pretty much all in agreement here. So
we're in agreement.
I don't think we need to belabor the point. Let's move on.
Let's jump to the finals here.
Kind of a random note here, kind of jumping back to the Wolves and Grizzlies. I did see that I believe there's 6 players that were drafted in 2 number 1 picks, being Cat, D'Lo, Ja, Jarrett Culver. Like all those top 5 picks are all going to be in that series, which is kind of crazy.
Jarrett Culver's mid. He should be out of the
He
NBA.
should be, yeah. I shouldn't even have mentioned his name, but
wow. NBA Finals predictions here. We all think the Suns are gonna win the NBA Finals this year. I think that's kind of crazy to think about that. We're all in agreement on that standpoint, and we just picked different Eastern Conference teams. That's all it really came down to. I think the East, as we've been saying, it's going to be tough this year, and I could picture the Bucks, Celtics, or Heat, even the 76ers. Spinny, you didn't mention them as another contender. You don't think they have a chance to win the championship this year? Like a true chance?
Maybe like Puncher's chance to win, but Harden
so
and
you really
Embiid.
like Dallas with Luka more than the Sixers?
Yes.
That's crazy to me.
I like how they played at the end of the season. Dinwiddie and Brunson are enough scoring to keep them up, and especially when Luka's running the passing to them. And I think Luka's that guy. I think Luka's that good that he can make a difference and wins in the playoffs like that. I think he's that guy that can like step up into that next young guy to take that role of like, I can be like Durant, LeBron type of guy where I can just take a team to the finals based on me being an absolute boss.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. He gives me those vibes. I just don't think this is the personnel to do it with. I don't think he can get it done. I don't anticipate a Western Conference Finals run, let alone a NBA Finals run. I don't think that's possible with his roster. But he alone is a player that could do that. So it could happen.
And the Hawks did it last year, kind of on a random same type of deal. So I just see vibes like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Timberwolves are going to do it this year.
Oh, here's Chase with his homer picks again. So, Chase, Suns over Bucks. You just going with the finals rematch? The Suns are going to get the rematch, the revenge?
I just kind of went with who I think the 2 best teams are. Suns are obviously the best team in the NBA. I think that's pretty clear. The Bucks, obviously, you can make a couple arguments with them. But overall, I just think that Giannis, Drew Holiday, and Middleton are just – that trio is pretty tough. So, and they obviously went to the finals last year. So, I just think they're going to get back. Like you guys said, though, it is tough to get there, especially get back there 2 years in a row. So, I don't know. I think we're all pretty much on the same page, though. You got the Heat.
I think if I was the Suns, the Bucks is the only matchup I don't want. Is the biggest matchup.
I agree.
Because you saw what Giannis did to them last year.
Yep.
Absolutely, just whatever he wanted.
He's going to eat like that again.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing with any playoff series. It's all about the matchups. I mean, you can put the records in there, but I mean,
that's where I can see the Suns losing. Would be a situation with the Bucks.
Everyone's got yep.
Wow, I am now a little worried though that since we all picked Suns, they're not even going to make the NBA Finals since we all picked them. So I'm a little worried. I was hoping you guys were going to have different picks so that I could feel good about my Suns pick, but now I'm feeling a little worse about it, to be honest, because usually when everyone's in agreement, that usually ends up meaning that team's going to choke.
True.
I feel like that happens a lot, but maybe not. Suns, let's see. Suns, maybe if they get it done, they could. If Booker gets it done, obviously he's going to be a superstar. If he gets it done, I think honestly, I think if he makes
1A, 1B,
if he makes the finals, he's a superstar. I'm giving him that. Tatum
finals.
If he makes the finals, he's a superstar. Yeah, it's 2 years in a row he's made the finals.
Just for the sake of a little argument here between you two, who is currently better or higher on or closer to the superstar status? I guess Tatum or Booker.
Booker.
Okay, I thought you'd maybe go the Tatum route. All right.
The only reason I say Booker is just accomplishments, like Bus said. He went to the finals last year. He's going to go probably to the finals again this year. Yeah, but Booker is on a better team and has a guy like Chris Paul who's super experienced and is that leadership guy. So Booker necessarily doesn't have to be that, and he doesn't have to be the floor general guy. Whereas Tatum doesn't necessarily have that because like Smart kind of takes that role, but obviously isn't anywhere near the player that CP3 is.
Yeah.
So I guess, just based on accomplishments, I think Tatum will end up being the better player, but we'll see.
Yeah, they're both so young. We'll got hopefully many more years of watching them two develop and taking over the league. Hopefully,
they will be superstars after this playoffs. I'm feeling good about Celtics, and I guess I did pick the Nets, but again, obviously that series is 50-50. So I'm feeling good that those two guys are going to be superstars after this season, if not for sure after next season, for sure. So, well, fans, here it is.
We blabbered on a long time.
Yeah, we blabbered on a long time, but you can't really blame us though, Spinny. Come on, we're talking NBA playoffs. This is an exciting time of the year for us. This is what we love. And we obviously had to give more updated award predictions too.
Agreed.
Since our last talk was how many weeks ago? So, sorry for dragging you guys on through that, but hopefully it was worth it for you guys, and we appreciate it. This third episode this week. Again, that's crazy for us to be
content.
Yeah,
Eat it up.
We love it. And I guess before we hop off, one quick announcement. I'm not really doing the announcement, Spinny. Don't worry.
Okay.
But big time announcement coming out in the next couple days here. We got something big coming in the works next week. So in these next 2 or 3 days, look for a tweet, Instagram post, whatever, Facebook post. Look on social media. We got a big announcement coming up. So stay tuned for that.
If you're this far in the episode, I'm sure you follow us on social media, but this is something really, really, really sweet. I don't want to jump the gun on it just because the details are a little sketchy at this point for all the fans to know. But it'll be lit. So be paying attention because, really cool stuff going on.
Really cool stuff. Well, Chase, appreciate you coming on, talking NBA again. It's always fun to talk NBA with you.
Absolutely appreciate it.
And here we are, NBA playoffs tomorrow. Let's get it.
Let's go Wolves, baby. Let's go Wolves, baby.
All right.
Hey, also hard-headed fans, let us know if you want some more merch. We got this lit merch going on. I talked about it in the Marissa vid too, but
put it a little closer to the camera. So
all right,
people are gonna watch the hockey special, they can see it. Check out that sick.
Hey, I'm trying to get one of those mugs. Send one my way.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's a list, so we're trying to get something going for sure. And
we're thinking about merch.
So let us know if you want some and be interested, and then if there's a lot of interest, we'll definitely get it going. So see, after I break this one dropping off my head, I'll probably need another one myself. So
absolutely.
All right.
That was our NBA special.
Peace out, y'all.
And
We
go
love
Wolves.
you. We love you.